Hi, I'm Cesar Cipriano, and we're going to set up my bullet journal for this year. Hey, what's going on? Most of my videos are mostly about health and fitness, and you might be wondering, why is he doing a bullet journal video? It might seem off-brand, but I'm here to tell you it's not. Now, I'm not just a health and fitness expert with personal training clients. I also work as an actor and performer, so I have to organize everything all together in one place. Bullet journal helps me do it. I'm not being paid by any of them, so these are all my honest opinions, okay? So the kind of bullet journals I like using fountain pens. I want the strongest paper available, so I get one that's 160 GSM. 160 GSM means 160 grams per square meter. So per square meter, that weight of the paper is 160 grams. There are two brands here, about the same size. Archer and Olive is the one I used last year, and there's this one, it's called Scribbles That Matter. That's also 160 grams per square meter. I'm gonna compare the Scribbles That Matter journal with the Archer and Olive one, okay? Archer and Olive, it's pretty solid. I use it last. It's pretty much, it's front page, then it goes right into the dot pages. Nice solid paper. My best fountain pen, it doesn't bleed at all, no ghosting at all. So I'm a huge fan of it, okay? Here's the Scribbles That Matter one. Okay, the Archer and Olive is canvas and sturdy. This lasted a whole year. It's been thrown around many a backpacks. Has its pen loop. Elastic is still great. And it has two ribbons, two place markers. Scribbles That Matter. It's leather. It's a nice leather. It's really nice actually. Here are the pages. Here's the front page. You know, standard. Oh, this comes with a key. Pages for indexes. The pages are numbered. That's a step up from the Archer and Olive. Also, if you look at the dots, dead center, there's a little tiny cross. It's the size of a dot, but it's a slight cross. And halfway, there are a hash mark, which is a dash instead of just dots. So it helps you measure things out. This is actually really amazing. It's got two different colored ribbons, which is nice. The Scribbles That Matter is nice. Let's go see how well this one is. 160 grams per... Wait a minute. I'm feeling page by page. Maybe it's just in my head, but it does feel slightly thinner. I'm gonna do a test on my heaviest fountain pen and see what it's like. Here's the test page, little test. There's a pen test page right in the back. All right, it does well. Some people said it takes forever to dry. This dried really well, no smudging. It's pretty good. Let's do the ghosting test. That's... Okay, this is my heaviest fountain pen. There's no evidence of what I wrote at all. Even though in my head it feels slightly thinner, there's no ghosting. And this fountain pen is serious. It dried just fine, it doesn't ghost at all. So, all right. Scribbles That Matter, that's pretty impressive. So the way I'm doing 2020, I'm gonna stick with Archer and Olive because I know it's solid. I know they're sturdy. But the Scribbles That Matter seem super sturdy. So these are the A5 sizes. A5 meaning 8.3 by 5.7 inches. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. So here's the packaging for the Archer and Olive bullet journal. It's packaged really nice. The inside is usually covered in plastic, but I took that off before I started filming. For the inside cover, I like to have a calendar at a glance right in the front, and I just paste something on that I got from online. And for the signature side, I usually just sign my name, and then I draw whatever is important to me or whatever I'm into at the time. It's like a nice snapshot of remembering what I was into at the beginning of the year. In the beginning of this year, I was into Baby Yoda. Go Mandalorian. And I have a blank page and then an index page right after. I only put important things where I put important notes in there, so I only need one page. And right now what you see me working on is my future log. I do 6 months at a time, and this is where I put important dates, anniversaries, birthdays, and if things come up and it's more than a month away, then it goes in here as well. And here it is. Most of my stuff is personal, so you don't get to see any of that. And up next is the auditions page. I'm a performer and I do go on a lot of auditions, so this is how I keep track of them. On the left, I put whoever submitted me. If it was a self-submission, I put S. If it was my agent, I put A. If it was my manager, I put M. I put the date, the project, the casting director, the address, and I track the miles because as a performer, you have to track your miles. Next page is gigs. Let's see what comes this year.
The next page is what I call the checkout page. Usually if something comes into my radar or if a friend recommends a book, movie, TV, documentary, or music, I put on this list and hopefully I get to it. Last year, I was able to see everything except for one project, so that's going to go onto this list. And I got to see some great movies, read some great books, and watched a lot of great TV, so I really like this page. Let's see what comes up this year. Next is the month at a glance. On that left-hand side, I really keep that box open for anything. I put important things in there, of course, important events, and I also put quotes, inspirations, and ideas that I have. So that box is a multi-purpose box. In the top right corner, I put my debt meter. I enter this new year a little bit in debt, so I want to make sure I keep track of it. And hopefully by the end of the year, that bar will be down to 0. When I actually do it, it's going to be in black, and I'm going to use a white paint marker to show the remaining balance. I'm going to show an example in the next page, right here on the habit tracker. This first bar is my diet score. I score my diets between an A and an F, like in school. And I also put in the corner what my macros were, or if I had too much sugar, or whatever the reason for my score is, that's what I put. That's how I keep myself accountable. And what I said earlier about the black bars with the white paint marker over it, here are the examples. In my daily habit trackers, I track certain things that I want to keep tabs on, like my resistance training, my stretching, my reading, and there's my diet score example. And here comes the weekly calendar. This is where most of the work is going to happen. I put Monday through Thursday on the left, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and notes on the right. On the top right part in that empty space, I put tasks that are not time sensitive. If it doesn't have a date that it needs to be done by, that's where it goes. Everything else goes inside the date boxes. Also, I do track other things. I'm a personal trainer, so I'm going to show you how I track my clients. On that right side of each date, I have the clients. Right now they're labeled differently because I want to keep them confidential. But client 1, those are their tasks. Client 2, that's that person's tasks. Because I want to keep them all confidential, they each have their own tiny little book. It's all personalized to each one of them, and I just keep them in my pocket. You could see what their results were from the last book, what their ailments are, what their workouts are, and then in the bottom I have things that they need to work on, like, oh, they have imbalances, or they have tightness in certain parts. So whatever clients I have for that day, that's what I put in that envelope for that day. And here's my favorite part. This is the child I've been sponsoring for a few years. That's when I first started sponsoring her, and that's her now. She's doing well, and I like to put her right in the back where the envelope is. That way I get to see a little bit of her every day. I also like to keep a little cash back there, and that card there is my godfather who passed away last year. That's just one way of keeping him close to me at all times. So that's my bullet journal setup for this year. As you can see, it covers everything from work to career to personal, all in one.
I started doing this a couple of years ago, and this has been a great help for me, and it's always evolved to something different each time I do it. But that's what I like about bullet journaling. It can change and grow with you. I'm not being paid by anyone about any of this stuff. This is just what I use to help myself. Hopefully you could find ways that help you keep yourself accountable and reach your goals this year. So I really enjoyed sharing with you what helps me stay on track. Hopefully you'll find your ways of staying on track, and if this is the way to go, it's worth a try if you haven't tried it. All right? All the best. See you next time.